The concept which we are going to do today is called perpendicular perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. Okay. So what do you mean by perpendicular bisector? Means, for instance, we are having a line. Okay. The word bisector, bi means two, and sector means you can say as parts. So what we take over here is that when we are saying two parts, so basically we are talking about two equal parts. We are talking about whenever we say the word of bisector, it means something is bisecting any other thing in two equal parts. When I say trisector, it means something is getting divided into three equal parts. That's the thinking which we get. Okay. So when we are saying the word of bisector, it means, for instance, if I'm saying this is a line, so bisector means it is getting bisected, it is getting bisected into two equal parts. So that's why we call the word of bisector. Okay. Now, if I'm saying that this line is bisected by another line, so what can be the different scenarios in which we can have that one? I can have a bisected line like this, that is also bisection. Okay. This line is bisecting this one and this one. Or this is also bisection, right? Passing from the point which is dividing line into two equal parts. But what they have given us, they have given us perpendicular bisector. They have given us perpendicular bisector. It means I'm only going to have this type of bisection over there. Rest of them, which I have got from here and which I have got from here, will not be considered. Okay, so we are going to have only perpendicular bisector will be there. Okay. And bisector means, what does bisector mean? Bisector means it is divided into two equal parts. When will anything be divided into two equal parts? When it is bisected, when it is intersected from its midpoint. If I am having, for instance, I am having this pen and I want to bisect it. So from where should I bisect it? Wherever is your midpoint, from there you are going to bisect it. Or you can say that, okay, when a bisector is being done, when a bisection is being done, the thing which is bisecting is basically passing from midpoint. Basically passing from midpoint. This is the difference between exercise 7.6 and 7.7. In 7.6, intersection point can be anywhere. But in 7.7, your intersection point will always be equals to midpoint. Okay? Now, the thing is that, okay, in this exercise, what is the main concept of the question? What is the main thing they have asked for? They have asked for equation of perpendicular of bisector. They are asking for equation of perpendicular bisector. Okay, that is the main scenario which they have asked for, right? So let's start with some question so we can understand, okay, how things are working over here. Question number 1A of exercise 7.7. Now the question says few coordinates are given to us. The coordinate A is given 1, 2, Okay, and the coordinate B is given 3, 4. These are the two coordinates which are given to me. Okay, what they are saying? They are asking for equation of perpendicular bisector of AB has to be found. Okay, I have to find the equation of perpendicular bisector of AB. Okay, so let's revise something. In order to find equation of line, what do we need? In equation of line, finding equation of line, what do we need? What are the three things which if we had, we can do work on with that one? So there are three conditions in order to find the equation of line. Number one, you should have 2 points, two points from which the line is passing. Either you can have that one. Number two, 1 point and one gradient of line should be there. Then I can find the equation of line. Or number three, if I am having a gradient along with y-intercept, I can find the equation of line. Okay, so these are the three things which we have already done in previous exercises. Okay, so let's see what I can find in this scenario. First thing, beta, they are giving us A and B. Okay, they are giving us A and B, and they are telling us to find the equation of perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector always passes from midpoint. So when I am saying that we have to find the they have given us the coordinate of A and B, and they are telling us to find the equation of perpendicular bisector. So the bisector is passing from midpoint. So when I have got A and B over here, what will I do? I will simply take out their midpoint and I will have the point from which this line is passing. That's my first step. Second step, what else I can do? I have got, for instance, if I am saying this is A and this is B, coordinates are given, so I can find their gradient. And once I have the gradient of this line, and this line is perpendicular, so negative reciprocal, and I will have the gradient of this line also. Okay, I'm again repeating what we are going to do. We have to form the equation of this line, which is perpendicular bisector. The scenario which I am going to use, a gradient and a point of intersection from which the line is passing. Okay, so as it's a perpendicular bisector, it means this line passes from midpoint. So midpoint means if I can find the midpoint of AB, I will have the coordinate of this point. First step. Second step, find the gradient of this line. Once you have the gradient of this line, you will negative reciprocal it, you will have the gradient of this point, this line, and after that we can find the equation of line over here. Okay, so that is the main concept which I am going to apply when we are having equation of perpendicular bisector required. Okay, so first of all, I am going to find the midpoint of AB. Okay, we know that the midpoint formula is xm equals to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and ym equals to y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That's your midpoint formula. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so xm, m means midpoint and x coordinate. So x coordinate of midpoint, y coordinate of midpoint. That is why I always write it like xm and ym. Okay, so xm. x1 that is 1, x2 that is 3 over 2, yn y1 that is 2, y2 that is 4 over 2. Simplifying it, xm equals to 3 plus 1, 4 divided by 2 will be 2, ym equals to 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 divided 2 will be 3. Okay, so first thing which I have found out is that the midpoint for A and B is coming 2, comma 3 in this scenario. Okay, we have found that the midpoint is coming 2, comma 3. So I've got it. Next thing, what I can do over here, I will go for gradient of AB line. Okay, because I have to find the equation of this line. But over here only I have got midpoint, nothing else I can find. So what I am going to do, I will find the gradient of this line. Negative reciprocal, I will have the gradient of this line. Okay, so gradient of AB m equals to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. M equals to y2. Y2 was 4 minus y1 is 2 over x2 is 3 minus x1 is 1. Okay, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, so m of AB, 4 minus 2 will be 2, 3 minus 1 will be 2. Simplify it, m of AB is coming 1. The gradient of this line on which I have found the midpoint is coming 1. Okay, so what will be the gradient? Gradient of perpendicular bisector. This is just a symbolic. I always use it in order to safeguard myself for writing again perpendicular bisector. So I always write perpendicular. This is the symbol of perpendicular, and this is the symbol for bisection. So gradient of perpendicular bisector. Okay. Now the gradient of this line is coming 1. So the perpendicular bisector gradient will be what? It will be negative reciprocal. It will be negative reciprocal. So the gradient, if this is 1 coming, so the gradient of this one will be minus 1 over 1. Okay, reciprocal of 1 will be 1 over 1 and negative will be minus 1. So in the simple form, I can write the gradient of this one is minus 1. Okay, so on this line, I have got gradient that is coming minus 1. I have got midpoint that is coming 2 and 3. Now I can find the equation of line. Equation of perpendicular bisector symbolically. So y equals to mx plus c. What is y? 3 equals to what is m? Minus 1. What is x? 2 plus c. 3 minus 2 plus c. Shifting minus 2 over here. That will become 5 equals to c. Okay. So I have got, for this line I have got gradient, and for this line I have got c. So again writing y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to, not needed because I have got now gradient value and y-intercept value. So minus x plus 5 and I can shift it over here, and that will become x plus y equals to 5. That's your equation of perpendicular bisector. Now one more thing, have I got the correct equation or not? So very quickly what you can do over here, if you have got the equation of line, you can find the equation of this line also and then solve it with this one simultaneously to see that either your answer of this one is coming 2 comma 3 or not. But it is only for checking, you don't have to show it. Okay.